former President Barack Obama isn't just speaking using words. He's speaking using his entire body. And if you know how to read the signs, his body language reveals secrets that most people miss. Today we are decoding his interview that he provided at Hamilton College. In this interview, we can pinpoint certain feelings that he has and gestures that he do not normally do. Usually he's more calm, composed, and a lot of times witty and comical. During this hour and a half long interview, he does display that as well, but there are moments where he displays feelings of disappointment, frustration, perhaps even sadness. Let's take a look.
Up to all of us to fix this. It's not going to be.
Okay. It's up to all of us to fix this. His hands right to his heart. It's an honest opinion, it's honest feeling. It's up to all of us to fix this. So when you have your palm, open palm gesture, you can't go wrong with open palm gesture, which shows honesty, sincerity, and being upfront. It's right at his heart. It's up to all of us to fix it. And you notice something about the blinking of his eyes. When you are a bit frustrated, annoyed, upset, you blink a bit faster than normal. So it's not normal. I've watched previous interviews and he's more composed and he doesn't blink as much as when he mentions that. Like he says, it's up to all of us to fix this. And he face turns to the crowd, and then there's a 5 to 6 blink in like a 5-second phase. So it's faster than his regular, more than his regular amount of blinks per minute.
Because somebody comes and saves you. The most important office in this democracy is the citizen, the ordinary person who says, no, that's not right. It's been easy during most of our.
You look at his posture. One classic posture from Mr. Barack Obama is he's always leaning slightly forward to build rapport with the interviewer, show that he's engaged. But at the same time, his shoulders are not raised up. So it's very relaxed shoulders. So he can move his arms a bit more freely for his gestures. And you notice he's always having the open palm, and his open palm gestures are always close to his heart, the chest area. So when you have any kind of gestures with the torso area near the heart, it's honesty kind of thing. When you have it up, you're emphasizing on the idea. You have it down, you're emphasizing on the point. Let's have a look.
Lifetimes. To say you are progressive, or say you are for social justice, or say you're for free speech, and not have to pay a price for it.
You notice what happened there when he was talking about, you say you're from a free speech. You say you're for free speech, and yet, so he wants to make a particular point, but it is a bit uncomfortable with that particular point. He's a bit upset because he shifts his position a little bit. So when you want to make a particular point, and when you're stating something that you do not feel so comfortable with, you usually will shift your body position a little bit. It can be just a very subtle or slight shift, but he did that. Let's have a look. Let's look back.
Social justice, or say you're for free
you notice
speech,
that? Just a slight, just a
and not
1
have
second.
to pay a price for it. And now we're at one of those moments where, you know what, it's not enough just to say you're for something. You may actually have to do something and possibly sacrifice a little bit. Equality? Are we willing to fight for it? Are we going to risk something for it? We say that we're for.
He's mentioning points. Equality, are we going to fight for it? When he's emphasizing a certain point, it's open palm, but it's straightforward. This is what he means. Are we going to fight for it? So it's making a very concrete point.
Of law? Are we going to stick to that when it's tough, not when it's easy? We believe in freedom of speech. Do we?
See, when you're mentioning something from the past, you put your pointer back. Okay, want to do something that is tough, not when it's easy. It's trying to refer to something that they've done in the past.
Stand up for freedom of speech when the other person talking is saying stuff that infuriates us and is wrong and hurtful. Who are we as a country, and what values do we stand for? And now, this is...
You notice that there's a pause there. What do we really stand for? There's a pause. Now, before it says now, there's like a 3-second pause. A pause is a very good way to get the audience to stop and think as well, and get them ready to be prepared for the next point. So when you're speaking too fast, can come across as nervous, can come across as a bit overly excited, and sometimes you lose the audience that way because too many points come across too quickly. But you have that subtle, or it's just a pause, just a 3-second pause, get the audience thinking about what you've said and get ready to bring out the next point. So that's very good.
Not just an abstraction, and I think this is one of the challenges that we have. And I saw this even before the last election. People tend to think, democracy, rule of law, independent judiciary, freedom of the press, that's all abstract stuff because it's not affecting the price of eggs. Well, you know what? It's about to affect the price.
You notice that? It's not affecting us. But you know what? Eyebrow raised a little bit when you want to emphasize a particular point that gets you really wound up. It's not, but it will affect you. You know, it's gonna affect you. So eyebrow raise. Emphasize a point that really you're really passionate about, or you really want people to know that you're really serious about. Eyebrow raise. It's a particular point that he's really serious about. You notice that? Let's have a look there again. Notice that? Okay.
It's about to affect the price of eggs. One of the things that has distinguished us
again,
in the past has
more
been
blinking.
This basic idea that we are a rules-based society. What that means is that, you know what, I can support one candidate instead of another, and I don't have to worry that the police are going to come harass me or my customers. That's what happens in other places. That's what happens in Russia.
Before it says, that's what happens in other areas. When you have your lips pursed up, a bit of tension there, a bit of discomfort. You can show discomfort. But in this case, when we decode how a person is feeling, usually, again, I always emphasize, we do it as a cluster. So not just one gesture, but we look at 2 to 3 gestures as a cluster to form a more accurate decoding. So he mentions, and head tilted to one side, and you can see a little bit of like a tenseness in the forehead. So he is a bit maybe upset, angry about the situation in Russia, that you can't do it there. You know, here you have freedom to vote whoever you want to without any repercussions, but you can't do it. People in Russia can't do that.
We take for granted the idea that we don't have to pay bribes.
Look, you know, this is eyes, emphasizing a certain point. His eyes gazed at the interviewer, emphasizing we don't have to do that. Head checking, eyes firmly at the interviewer and fist. So three gestures in one to emphasize a particular point. We don't have to do that. You know, we've worked hard to have this democracy.
Hire somebody's cousin in order to get a business permit. That's how we build it.
Look at that. That's how we build it. That's how we build this nation. Sense of pride, chin up, eyes focus, eyebrows raised, hand gesture open. Proud gesture, proud of his country, and just happy about the freedom that the country provides. So these are gestures that we can use as well, and we are presenting and we are communicating with others to display confidence, to come across as more assured, more honest. So I hope you've learned something. There's some leaders, celebrities, or instances that you would like me to decode. Drop them in the comments. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for watching.